So the new Mortal Kombat movie. This is a non-spoiler review. It is one of my most anticipated movies of this year. But at the same time, I had mixed reactions to some of the casting choices and some of the choices that they did. Like, for one, not having Johnny Cage in the movie. I don't know what they were thinking not putting him in there. And putting this nobody Jin Kazama looking live action Tekken character in the movie named Cole. Fortunately, Cole was okay. I didn't mind his character so much. But, putting this random new character over Johnny Cage was probably a bad idea because it kind of like he's kind of like the new Liu Kang. I know Liu Kang wasn't the most interesting character in the franchise, but and then like a lot of people had issue with Melina mainly because of her color, but I don't care about that. Her teeth wasn't vicious enough, you know what I mean? Her design, and honestly, she was kind of one of the weakest parts of the movie, to be honest. But um, the action was really good. I'm Some of the storyline changes. I'm like, because I'm so used to like the original timeline, and if you know me, I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan, and certain characters show up in certain games. If you're a fan of the 3D era characters, you're not gonna have a good time. But anyway, I feel like the acting was decent. Kano easily was one of the best characters in the movie, and I didn't think that guy was gonna be a good Kano, but man, he knocked it out of the park. Liu Kang, he's okay. Kung Lao finally got a live action adaptation, and Cole was okay. Sonya was pretty good. Actually, really good acting from the guy who played Jax. And I think it was perfect casting, even though he wasn't in the movie as much as I'd like him to be. But Scorpion and Sub Zero were both fantastic. Shang Tsung, it's really hard to top the original, and I have a huge attachment to the original 1995 movie. But most of the effects were pretty good. Like the CGI was, some of it you could tell that it was kind of CGI ish. But anyway, if you know, they have to win 10 Mortal Kombat championships to conquer Earthrealm. And Shang Tsung, a loser as he is, he wants to cheat. And I feel like certain characters were done dirty in the movie, though. I'm like, oh, okay. But hopefully, because they're setting it up for a sequel, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna do very well at the box office because it sold out when I got there for the showing that I was going to go see, the next two showings. And then as soon as I got my ticket, like 20 minutes later, the rest of the night it was sold out. I'm like, oh man. And I waited 5 hours to see this movie because Mortal Kombat, the franchise means that much to me. And I feel like the music was pretty good, the action very good, the story, some of it could have been better. Like I don't like the whole old tattoo thing, and Reiko, he was just like a dumb jock character. He had like no dialogue at all. Melina barely had any. And also Katana's not in the movie. Not even. I mean, they get a reference. I love the references in the movie from other games and Easter eggs. I was trying to I'm gonna probably see it again tomorrow. But I really like the movie. I think it's maybe the second best video game movie of all time right now, and that's not saying much because there's not many good video game movies. Maybe third, I guess, but honestly, it's a good movie. It's a it's a great video game movie. It's a good movie, but a great video game movie if you want to do it separate. You know what I mean? I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I'm super biased towards the original 1995 movie, and it's a hell of a lot better than the 1997 sequel. And I really like the opening scene with Scorpion, and like I said, Cole. I mean, he's an okay character, but they should have had Johnny Cage in there. I don't care any excuse on the. Yes, there was some jokes in there, a lot of jokes from Kano, but I still think it could have worked with Johnny Cage being in there too. Kano easily probably the best character in the movie, followed by probably Scorpion and Sub Zero. But I don't know. I think if it doesn't, if they keep the same director and they keep it the same tone as the first one, the sequels will be fine. Just don't make it like Annihilation where they increased the budget but they looks like it was low budget and they used so much blue screen, green screen, and terrible costumes and terrible stuntmen and terrible effects like oh man, the second movie. I have a soft spot for it, but it's really bad. The Annihilation movie, and I don't know. There's some of the changes to the story kind of bothers me though. It's like I want to praise it, but at the same time, some things I just did not like that they changed in the story. I know also Raiden's okay. He's kind of like angry Raiden, kind of. I mean, like I wish they would have like fixed the visual effects on his eyes because honestly, it doesn't really look that good. But I still would give it an 8 out of 10. A really good action movie. Even the crowd was getting hyped. Usually, the crowd's silent half the time, but the crowd was hyped for this movie in certain action scenes and going like yeah or laughing and stuff. It was like yeah, that's a good sign. But yeah, even my stepdad saw it on HBO Max, which he doesn't really watch movies. I mean, he didn't wait 5 hours to go see it at a movie theater, but he still checked it out, which I was surprised. But he thought it was pretty good too, and he said Kano was probably his favorite part too. So yeah, about an 8 out of 10. Probably the second or third best video game movie we've gotten ever. And I'm not even trying to be biased because I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan. But yeah,